Okay, ciao. I'm Alessandro. I'm from Italy, and I'm here because I received a gift a couple of years ago during a media ecology convention, and the gift was the opportunity to translate the fairy tales, the practical fairy tales. So I spent a couple of years to get, to get through the jokes, and the meanings was clear because it's intended to a middle class student. So I choose the only book that I can grasp the content enough clearly to process it, and I'm not joking or being shy or too humble. It's true. I'm starting understanding general semantics only through this book because I discovered it a little bit more than 10 years ago, and I'm still struggling to understand it well. But this book helped me, and so my decision was to involve my students that are future primary school teachers. And so before going on, I try to make it faster because of my English. But I want to read something because it will be sounding good. Let me say that is an extraordinary honor to be here tonight. I am a little frightened, a lot, of you all, because I'm sure there are here people who know every field of knowledge that I have touched much better than I know. And this is Gregory Bateson here in 1970. I made some little research, and I discovered this speech of Bateson reading through the past symposium, and these are exactly the word I have into myself. I'm honored, I'm scared, not just because of my English, but because I'm a kid, a 50 years old kid that is still struggling to get into this stuff and is asking your help to diffuse the idea of general semantics and also the media ecology stuff in a country like Italy that is strange for several reasons, that can be considered somehow the center of Europe for many reasons, because it divides the north from the south and the east from the west of the Mediterranean area. And so my idea was to involve my students in order to let them reflect about language. And you have an example of my approach that came from today, and the reasoning that I proposed to the word of hearing and listening. And so at 50 years old, I can thank Lance for let me reflect about the word hearing and listening in a completely new way. And this is not rhetoric or rhetorical, it's true. Reading this stuff, I perceive my mind changing, and I perceive my behavior changing. As an example, with my students, with my wife, with my daughter, I start seriously reflecting upon the word is about 10 years ago, but thanks to this book, I really grasp the meaning. It's easier because it's for kids. And due to my English, maybe this has been necessary. But I want to point you to the real goal that I give to myself, and I use the Krishnamurti stuff because he was talking to kids. And if you want to, it sounds silly, but if we want to try to change the world for the better, we have to talk with kids about their ways of describing the world as soon as we can. And being a teacher in a faculty of education, I really see that my students that will become future primary school teachers are not aware of the language bias as they should. So this book is for me a starting up of something that I hope will last through your help, and is not rhetorical again, because I already asked it to you yesterday night, discussing a lot of suggestion and correction and And don't feel shy to correct even my English when we talk together. Yesterday I learned that spinaches doesn't exist, and there's only spinach. And I'm not joking. I mean, it's true. So I keep learning, but I keep learning about my language as for hearing today. So I decided, because it's the easiest entering point to general semantics, I felt very lucky because yesterday everyone was talking about this book. And I had not planned it. I mean, Jackie started talking about this book. And Nadine talked about this book. And today, Michael talked about this book. He was supporting me without even acknowledging it. And I'm feeling so lucky that I had the opportunity to be here. And I know it sounds cheesy, but it's true. So the only thing that I would like to say in order to conclude somehow is that I give myself a realistic goal, translating something that is for kids, or I mean middle school students, and I work hard because I spent really 2 years getting progressively the courage to do it, and then in a week, with the help of a friend, we compose it graphically, has been printed 1 week ago, and this winter will be provided to all my students for free, in order to, my students are not 1,000, are 100 and something, and I will pay for it because I want them to correct, to provide suggestion, because these damn dams are untranslatable. Bloody hell. You can't translate many of the funniest thing in this book, and so I want to ask to my students to help me find jokes and examples that can convey the meaning of this stuff. But because I seriously think that the idea of general semantics can help us make a better world for the future. And I don't know. I try to end somehow saying that 25 years ago, when I started working in the university, I remember my professor laughing at me because I used the term transdisciplinary. And 2 weeks ago, reading a paper that was criticizing Hayakawa book, I discovered that I am not stupid 25 years later, because this guy used the word transdisciplinary several times in the right context and with the meaning I was trying to convey in my 20s. And now I'm in my 50s, and after almost 30 years, I start feeling that something was already there because of Postman, because I've met Postman into my studies, because I let these ideas get into my brain, but I needed 2 decades and a half, almost 3, to reach you and to start a little revolution. So please trust that also Italy can join the band and help keep the music louder and louder, because we need it. And okay.